So Bad Bunny was great. Trump supporters are crying online because of it. The Seahawks won, beating a team owned by a Trump supporter. Kid Rock and Turning Point USA flopped. It was a great night to be an American. Feeling good. So Bad
Bunny did a great job. You know, his message about unity and following your dreams genuinely was a good one. And I heard there was more than the owner being a Trump supporter. I heard he might have been in some files somewhere. So take that for what you will.
So you excited for the Super Bowl?
No, the Bad Rabbit feller's doing the halftime show.
You mean Bad Bunny?
Whatever his name is. I bet you $20 they kneel for the national anthem.
Oh my God.
Who is this guy?
I mean, he's like the #1 artist.
I don't understand it.
He just won Album of the Year.
No, I literally don't understand what he's saying. So, Patriots or Seahawks?
I don't know.
Well, who'd you vote for?
Kamala.
So, not a fan of Patriots then, huh? All right. See, now Green Day, that's an American band. Down with Donald Trump and down with America. This fellow's wearing eyeliner. Can you believe it? Now, football is American. Bad Bunny, well...
He's Puerto Rican.
See, I told you.
Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
Well, is Puerto Rico part of the United States?
Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
Huh. Si me pregunto si tengo mucha novia. All right, let's go. Tengo una mañana otra. Hey, oh! Now that's music.
So you excited?
Okay. It's honestly poetic justice how, you know, they try to boycott a U.S. citizen for being un-American by fleeing to a Green Day concert. You know, they literally ran to a safe space hosted by a band that has been, I guess, writing anthems against their exact ideology since the Bush administration. So, you know, it's kind of poetic justice, quite literally.
When you think about how MAGA talks about the halftime show every year, you have to remember that this is their only concert. These people don't patronize the arts. They don't even see movies. This is their concert of the whole year. There's a lot of pressure riding on that. They're entitled to their free concert. When you think
Pretty true. For the most part, pretty true.
They're doing an all-American halftime show. Fuck yes! Now I don't have to watch a man in a dress singing in Spanish. Yeah, the lineup's gonna be a Kid Rock and actually a bunch of people I don't know who they are, but at least there's gonna be Kid Rock, a goddamn patriot who sings his songs in English the way songs are meant to be sung, with his like ba with the ba da bang biddy diddy biddy. I don't know which one is it. Okay, it doesn't matter. Ba with the ba is English, something I can understand. And Kid Rock, he's so much better looking than that Bad Rabbit guy. Actually, I don't know what Bad Rabbit looks like. Can you pull him up for me real quick? Oh, his name's Bad Bunny? Oh, that's Bad Bunny? Oh, yeah, no. Kid Rock is so much better looking than him. Can you put the picture closer to me? Yeah, I'm really excited to see Kid Rock.
It honestly cracked the code with this one. I mean, you can avoid art and culture like it's the plague for the entire year, but of course you're going to be treating a 15-minute pop concert like it's the State of the Union, essentially. But I mean, Bad Bunny really isn't as bad as people make him out to be, especially once they really kind of listen and, you know, see how he is. You know, it's really not bad.
Bunny should not be performing the halftime show because it's inappropriate, and I'll tell you why. I translated one of his songs, and get this, these are the lyrics. Young ladies, I like them underage. See, some say that's statutory, I say that's mandatory. Oh wait, that's Kid Rock. That is the headliner of the Turning Point USA Christian All-American headliner halftime. That makes more sense. Never mind. Bad Bunny should not.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know, that's absolutely something that Kid Rock has sang before. You know, it's wild, you know, that the Save the Children crowd and family-friendly boycott, you know, concert headlined by a guy who has lyrics about liking them underage. You know, it's pretty hypocritical, you know, and it sounds, it's ridiculous. Look into it. It's a true thing.
To absolutely nobody's surprise, Donald Trump wasted no time slamming Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show. While the rest of us were enjoying this amazing performance, Donald Trump was hating on his platform Truth Social. He says, "The Super Bowl halftime show is absolutely terrible, one of the worst ever. It makes no sense. It is an affront to the greatness of America and doesn't represent our standards of success, creativity, or excellence. Nobody understands a word this guy is saying, and the dancing is disgusting, especially for young children that are watching from throughout the USA and all over the world. The show is just a slap in the face to our country, which is setting new standards and records every single day, including the best stock market and 401ks in history. There is nothing inspirational about this mess of a halftime show, and watch, it will get great reviews from the fake news media because they haven't got a clue of what is going on in the real world. And by the way, the NFL should immediately replace its ridiculous new kickoff rule. Make America great again. Signed, President Donald J. Trump." I mean, would it kill him to just enjoy the show? For crying out loud, there was a wedding at this performance. Like, how can you hate on this? And yes, this was actually a real wedding. These are reportedly fans of Bad Bunny who invited him to their wedding, but instead, he invited them to the Super Bowl. What a beautiful moment. Once again, I am not surprised that Trump had nothing but terrible things to say about this. What a bitter old man. To absolutely nobody's surprise.
Yeah, it really gives off massive bitter X energy to break your own boycott just to hate watch the performance, really, you know, only to log onto your own app and then complain that a literal wedding ceremony wasn't family friendly. I mean, I don't know. What more can you say?
So Tapusa, aka Trailer Park USA, aired its All-American halftime show versus the NFL's halftime show. And its lineup pretty much consisted of who's who of who the hell is that. Instead of an actual halftime show, it looked like the Temu What I Bought versus What I Got DIY version of a halftime show that was held inside of an abandoned warehouse. And to absolutely no surprise, it consisted of American flags, fire, and fireworks. And they pretty much looked like they were recycled with the ones that were used along with Erica Kirk. You know, like this one. And from the small amount of footage that I saw, I'm surprised Erica Kirk did not actually make an appearance at this event. But going back to the American flag and the pyrotechnics, let me show you a screen grab that I got from Kid Rock session. I'm telling you, these are probably the same fireworks and the flag that was reused from Charlie Kirk's memorial. And speaking of Kid Rock, his performance of his hit song Ba With The Ba was very lip-sync-tastic. I'm just gonna venture a guess he probably did not remember some of the words to his very own song. Sorry, I can't with the praying mantis pose. It's totally giving me who let their drunk uncle go up on stage and do some karaoke. But drop me a comment and let me know if you enjoyed the NFL halftime show with Bad Bunny, because the Tapusa one looked like a complete shit show.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult to claim to be the superior alternative when you look like the knockoff version of the very thing that you're boycotting. But hey, you know, people can enjoy whatever they want in life. So if you enjoyed it, then good for you.
Their halftime show is already a flop. They can't even get it to work over on Twitter. They didn't think to figure out the licensing before they tried to stream their halftime show. For those of you who don't know, the context to this is that Kid Rock and Turning Point USA decided to have their very own halftime show, the All-American halftime show, because they were upset that Bad Bunny, who, by the way, is American, was performing at the halftime show at the Super Bowl. And not only are they not able to stream it on X, but other folks are reporting that it is not working on YouTube for Samsung. Calling it an all-American halftime show when the person who is performing at the actual halftime show is literally all-American is so insane. But you see, this is what happens. This is what happens when you do too much.
That really is crazy when you think about it. Bad Bunny is not some, illegal alien, for lack of better words. He's an American. It was a good halftime show, and the numbers spoke for themselves. And I think once people understood what he was saying, maybe they looked it up, the message was good. It was there.
So Kid Rock's first stop of his Pedo Fest that was supposed to take place in South Carolina has been canceled. Now, there are other tour stop dates that he is going to try to continue, but as of right now, this first one has been canceled. This was supposed to happen in July, and it's because the amount of bands who said, I'm not working with you, I'm actually going to drop out of this, because he's too divisive. That's their words. They say, this is too divisive, this is causing division, we don't want to be associated with you. And I think a lot of this also has to do with the fact that Kid Rock's new lyrics, I guess they're not new, old lyrics that have resurfaced, and it's not even just the statutory one. I mean, that's bad, but we're finding out that there are multiple horrific lyrics that have come out of Kid Rock's career. So, love to see it. To the MAGA who bought tickets to this, not sorry about it, but if you do want a refund, you are going to have to spell out words and send an email. That's what it says. That's how you get your refund back. I know that might be hard for a lot of you guys. We'll see what happens, though. I don't know. I thought you guys deserved some good news. My name is Mercedes Chandler. I'll give you a follow. Are you want to see my face again? Thank you. Goodbye. So,
Yeah, again, those lyrics, no joke. I looked them up myself, and I thought it might have been, just like one of those like smear campaign type of things, but it's a real thing. It's no joke.
Anthony,
Yeah,
what did you think about Bad Bunny's performance?
I think he killed it. It was a really great performance with a strong message of Latin pride, American unity, and diversity that is sorely needed in the U.S. right now. And despite a lot of very real concerns about Bad Bunny's safety from ICE, which, just to be clear, shouldn't exist because Bad Bunny is Puerto Rican and Puerto Ricans are American citizens, the performance went off without a hitch. I thought the bit at the end with the flags was particularly clever because it reframes the idea of being an American in a much more global way that is nonetheless hard to argue against without sounding like an absolute racist. Not that MAGA cares about that. And even the commercials were presenting a strong message of unity and diversity. And while I don't think that says anything about the corporations behind them, which only care about money, it does say something about the way that major public opinion is shifting back to the left again, that we're seeing those kind of commercials instead of the kind that American Eagle put out with Sydney Sweeney a few months back. Even better, Turning Point USA's alternative halftime show absolutely flopped with barely any viewers, including Trump, who was clearly watching the actual halftime show because he felt the need to scream about it online pretty much right after it ended, saying that the dancing at the real halftime show was inappropriate for young children, which is particularly absurd coming from someone whose name appears in the Epstein files over 5,000 times, and when Turning Point USA's own halftime show features a performer who literally has a song about liking underage girls. So all in all, it was a really nice breath of fresh air with everything going on lately, and it is a good sign of the way the wind is blowing in American culture, which is to say away from Trump, which is great since I'm pretty sure he shat his pants on TV again and nobody wants to smell that.
Hey,
What a perfect way to completely encapsulate and wrap that up. And while gaming, it looks like too. I mean, so casual, respect that. But yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. I think I'll just end it there just like that perfectly. And, if you guys saw the halftime show, hopefully you enjoyed. And again, the message was amazing. The flags, amazing. Great job. Either way, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and like the video. Catch you in the next one.